Here's something nobody tells you when you're getting close to retirement. Turning 67 doesn't come with an instruction manual. It just comes with a decision, a big one, and you don't get a do-over. If you're planning to retire at 67, you've probably assumed that's simply full retirement age, so that's when everything kicks in and falls into place. But here's the truth. 67 is a number Social Security picked for you. It's not necessarily the number that's right for your income plan. So, in the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through the exact framework I use with clients who are retiring at 67, so you can leave this video knowing whether you're actually ready and what pieces have to work together to get this right. Let's start with what 67 actually means. If you were born in 1960 or later, 67 is your full retirement age for Social Security. That's the age Social Security Administration has decided you're entitled to 100% of your calculated benefit. No reduction, no penalty. Here's where people get tripped up. They hear full retirement age and assume that means it's the right age to start collecting. But full doesn't mean optimal, it just means unreduced. Quick comparison so that you can see what I mean. If you claim at 62, your benefit is permanently reduced, sometimes by close to 30%. If you wait until 67, you get your full benefit. And if you can wait until 70, your benefit keeps growing. And for a lot of people, that turns out to be the smarter move. So claiming age isn't a default setting. It's a decision. And it's a decision that should never be made by itself. Because here's the real issue. Social Security is only one piece of your income plan. If you're retiring at 67, real income planning means looking at 4 things together, not one at a time. Let's go through them. Part 1. Income floor first. The first piece is what I call your income floor. Your income floor is the amount of guaranteed money that shows up every single month, no matter what the market is doing, that covers your essential expenses: housing, food, healthcare, insurance, the non-negotiables. Where does that guaranteed income come from? Social Security is one source. A pension, if you have one, is another. And for a lot of my clients, a guaranteed income rider on a fixed index annuity fills the rest of that gap. Here's why this matters so much at the point of retirement. The moment you stop working and start drawing from savings, you become exposed to something called sequence of returns risk. That's the risk that a market downturn in your first few years of retirement does outsized, sometimes permanent damage to your savings, because you're pulling money out at the same time the account is losing value. If your essential expenses are already covered by guaranteed income, a bad market year becomes an inconvenience. Without that floor, it can become a crisis you can't undo. Part 2. Tax efficient withdrawal order. The second piece is the order you pull money from your accounts. Most people think of their savings as one big pot, but the IRS doesn't see it that way. Taxable accounts, tax deferred accounts like your 401k or traditional IRA, and Roth accounts are all taxed completely differently. The order you draw from those accounts and how much you take from each one in a given year directly affects something called your provisional income. And provisional income is the number the IRS uses to decide how much of your Social Security benefit actually gets taxed. Get the order wrong, and you can accidentally push more of your own Social Security benefit into taxable territory. Money you were counting on going right back out the door. Part 3. IRMAA awareness. The third piece is one most people have never heard of until it hits them. IRMAA. IRMAA stands for Income Related Monthly Adjustment Amount. In plain English, it's a surcharge added on top of your normal Medicare Part B and Part D premiums, and it kicks in once your income crosses certain thresholds. Here's the part that catches people off guard. IRMAA isn't based on your income this year. It's based on your modified adjusted gross income from 2 years ago. So a single large withdrawal or a Roth conversion done in the wrong year can trigger higher Medicare premiums you won't even see coming until 2 years later. And once you're in it, you're stuck paying that higher premium for a full 12 months. This is exactly why withdrawals, Social Security timing, and Medicare can't be planned in separate conversations. They're one conversation. Part 4. Healthcare Cost Planning. The fourth piece is healthcare itself. Medicare enrollment generally starts around age 65. If you're retiring at 67, I want you to double check one thing. If you delayed Medicare enrollment while you were still working and covered by an employer plan, make sure there's no gap and no penalty waiting for you on the other side of that transition. And one more piece that sits quietly in the background of every plan I build: long-term care. It's not the most exciting topic, but it's one of the biggest risks to a retirement income plan that nobody wants to talk about until it shows up. Let me show you how this plays out with someone I'll call David. David retired at 67. He started Social Security right away and began pulling from his 401k to cover the gap in his monthly expenses without coordinating the two. Here's what happened. The withdrawals pushed his provisional income up, which meant more of his Social Security became taxable than it needed to be. And 2 years later, he got a letter he didn't expect. His Medicare premiums had gone up because that same withdrawal had triggered IRMAA. Two surprises, both avoidable, both caused by decisions that were made one at a time instead of together. Now, here's what it looks like done right. David's essential expenses are covered by an income floor, Social Security plus a fixed index annuity with a guaranteed income rider. His withdrawals from the 401k are sized and timed specifically to stay under the IRMAA threshold. And because his provisional income is managed, less of his Social Security benefit is taxed in the first place. Same accounts, same Social Security benefit, completely different outcome, just because the pieces were planned together instead of separately. Now, I want to be straight with you about something. Not everyone should claim Social Security at 67. Not everyone needs a fixed index annuity. Not everyone's withdrawal order looks like David's. My job isn't to hand you a product. It's to help you figure out what your household actually needs and then build a plan around that. If an annuity isn't the right fit for your situation, I'll tell you that directly. 4 pieces: your income floor, your withdrawal order, your IRMAA awareness, and your healthcare coordination. Here's the thing about all 4 of these. They only work when they're planned together, not figured out one decision at a time after the mistakes have already happened. If you're approaching 67 and you'd like to learn more, take a look at the free booklet called Retire Smart. It's linked on the page in the description box. And if this was helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who's getting close to retirement. In my next video, I discuss retiring at 70. I'm Shonda Prescott, and this is Retirement Security Simplified, where we specialize in turning confusion into confidence, one conversation at a time.